Hey you guys, Zim here. Just checking in with you for another week 5 review and week 6 preview. Week 6 being the final week of part 1 of season 3. With me today, a very special guest, everyone's favorite Viking, Ron Madden. Ron, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing well. We just finished watching. Well, you played it. I watched your game against Mark and his minions. I guess you might as well. You can report on that first before we get to the serious stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, I took a humiliating defeat. It was a very crazy game, to be honest. There was like, hey, look, the ball is bouncing in all sorts of weird ways. You know when a golem makes a catch from it?
Yeah, well, I was able to watch that. I was kind of zipping between your game and the one going on between Dane and James. The Warpstone Warriors played the Kaza Doom Patrol tonight also, and so those games were going on simultaneously. So I had actually at one point James streamed it, so I had you guys on Cabal Vision, and I was watching James stream on my other screen. So I had like the Blood Bowl control room going on. So I've had this up too long. I've given away stuff. That's too bad. I think I've given away the next season, because as we were talking, the matchups were up there. But we can talk about those in a few minutes. No big secrets. There's only one that's important to me and Ron.
This is true.
Yeah. All right, so I am at the. Oh, you know what? I think I may be peaking there. I'm just going to knock my level down just a bit, and I'll knock yours down too. Let's see if it does it again. Okay. So yeah, I'm on the day 5 page now, and we will run down the games of the week. Yes. Starting with the biggest one. The biggest one of the week had to be the battle for first place that happened between the Legend of Quango and the Goats Who Stare at Men. Now, I can't remember. Were you in on that game? I watched most of that one. Okay, so you were. Oh, Kevin came in for a while in that one. That one, a tough affair for the Goats. They lost that one 2-1. I honestly can't remember any details. I know I witnessed some very bad rolls. Other than that, I can't really speak about it. That Lizard team is scary, as we
it is.
As we were just discussing it, because your opponent Mark is playing him. Spoiler alert! Playing him on day 6 of this tournament. So that's his next game. So we got to talk about those lizards. Although the Croxagore apparently is out for Game 6.
That Croxagore is a scary sight.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
But I also pointed out to Mark at the time that that team is also, I think it's one Saurus short of a full block Saurus front line. Yeah, they all have block except one. And of course, there is the one who has block and also has 5 strength, and he's just going to get scarier as this league goes on. Next, we have. Well, we just talked about it. I guess we should talk about it a little more. We had Saba Noor's Minions and the Honey Boys. Another 2-1 loss of the. I guess you'd be considered. Yeah, you would have been the favorite on that one.
Yes,
that's a rookie team against your team's in year 2, really.
Yes, and you know it's not going to go well when you have the kickoff event. Is someone throws a rock, it hits arguably your best player, and he's out for the remainder of the game, KO'd because he can't get up.
Although I have to say, when I came into the game early in the first half, you already had like 5 guys on the sidelines knocked out.
Yeah, I was not winning. Like, I was not doing well in the attrition battle.
But the point is, though, that it wasn't long after that you basically had one guy left knocked out. So it was that one guy, right? Which one was that? Who was it? Was it Dangerous Dane or Delectable Dane? Electric Dane.
Electric Dane.
Okay. I have a hard time keeping track, and I'll have to ask you. How come? Why am I the guy who's not name checked on the Honey Boys?
Your guy was killed in the rookie league by Mr. Miles Post.
Okay, what was it? And what was that character's name?
Delectable Dale, I believe.
Okay,
No,
all right. Well,
no, it wasn't. No, that was Delectable Dane. That character was killed as well.
my Dane in rookie league, I had a Dane. I had Danan Dananovich,
Yeah.
who was killed early on and was replaced by Danan, son of Daniel.
Now I remember it. You were Sweet Danish Dale.
Okay, that's kind of nice.
You are. I am waiting to like the
Next death,
next death, which almost happened in the game.
All right, let's move on to game. The third game there was Delivery Boys versus Dirty Mike and the gang, and as we can see, Dirty Mike prevailed 3-0. I know he talked about that a little bit just the other night. We were all in channel watching someone's game. He was in there too. That might have been that might have also been the one Quango and the Goats. Might have been that night.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stats from that game, and it's just like, yeah, that was not a pretty game.
That's it. During that game, we were all in channel, and that game came up, and yeah, he was just talking about how things just armor breaks galore. I think he had most of the team on the sidelines before the first half was done. I mean, I may be wrong, but so yeah, a lot of how many? What are the? Do you have the game stats?
Yeah, block sustained was 49 versus 29.
Okay.
He had 4 KOs, 6 casualties sustained, 1 death. So yeah, that was. That will and time of possession, ball possession for Dirty Mike 62%, for the Delivery Boys 6%.
And and again, not that that's an unexpected result in when a rookie team goes up against a team like Dirty Mike, a very high level team that is built to harm people.
And
right?
He did.
And yeah, and that time things, the dice went his way, and the team worked as it should, and his friend Blair had to pay the price for that. But Blair, having a very good part 1 of the season as a rookie coach in, I think a rookie coach in Blood Bowl period, but a very studious and well prepared coach.
Yes.
Which has served him well so far. That was, I think, his first big loss, wasn't it?
I believe you're correct. Much like Mark.
Mark he played a very good game.
But
he had one point where I asked him. He didn't realize that the character he was hitting with, it was his star player that he bought, so he didn't realize the guy had wrestle. But that's a little slip that anyone can make.
Yes.
Unless they put the tags up. You guys, put your tags up. Hit control until you see the tags, little icons above their heads.
It'll make your life so much easier.
Or it'll make it easier unless you're trying to read what you're, if you need a 3+ or a 4+ to make a pass, because those things always block it, so I have to shut them off quickly to read it, but worth it. So, still worth it. We get to a game we already talked about again, Warpstone Warriors versus Khazad Doom Patrol. Dane has had one game this year where the dice worked for him, and that was the one against me. But every game I've watched him play, his dice just turn on him.
Oof. the Warpstone Warriors had a whole lot of star player points.
Yeah. Well, there's 9 just from touchdowns, and there were some injuries. I don't know. I don't know if they threw any passes, but yeah, it was.
Pass. One successful pass.
It was the kind of game where at turn 15, I was watching it. I was watching the game, and on turn 15, it was 3-0. Dane had his Bull Centaur with the ball 4 squares away from the touchdown at the end of his turn, but clear down the field like no one else. There were no one else was any closer than the half. And I went to your game for a bit. I came back to theirs, and the Bull Centaur was down. A rat had the ball. I have no idea what happened, but that's the kind of game it was.
Yeah.
All right, we go on to right again, the one we talked about last time, the old buddies, the old gaming rivals, Miles and Kevin, playing with Miles and his Metal Gods and Kevin's Dreaded Lurg, and Miles took that one 1-0. I did not get to watch that game. Did you get to hang out for that one?
No, I did not. But he did a number on Kevin.
Well, and I mean, what were the numbers like?
The big ones, 4 injuries inflicted, 2 of them being kills.
Okay. Oh, so they're dead Lurg then.
Yeah, and Kevin only getting star player points from the player of the game.
Okay. So he got a total of 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. Kevin, Kevin's like me. He's come into this league with a hard to manage rookie team, and both of us said, I don't care if I win games as long as I get points. And that's the worst thing that can happen to you at this, the level we're at right now, is just having a game where you get hit and hurt so bad that you don't even get any SPP except the 5 charity ones that are given to you at the end of the game.
One big, looking over quickly on the dice rolls, Kevin had all sorts of problems picking up the ball.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, his team is not built out of the gate to pick up the ball. That's for sure.
No, and that hurts a lot. As you can see with a lot of dwarf teams. Yeah. Or if apparently if it's like raining really hard.
Yeah, but things start to ease up a little bit when you finally get sure hands on someone with 3 agility, whoever that may be on your team.
Yes.
On some teams, like the Dreaded Lurg, that's those players aren't easy to find.
No.
And then the last game, it was my Wood Elves against the computer, the AI team, and I managed to make up some SPP that I'd lost in my first 4 games. So I actually leveled. I think I leveled 2 guys on that one. So I have now 2. I have a lineman with kick, and I have a lineman with dodge now. So that's where things jumped up. So Ron, are you ready to take a look at day 6 or week 6 for us?
Yes.
All right. Let's take these matchups, and we'll decide. Who's going to win and who's going to lose each match of this week coming up. So we start with the top. We got Legend of Quango versus N Sabanur's Minions. Again, we've just discussed both these teams and these coaches actually. Again, I think Mark will put up a heck of a game, but I have to give the edge to the Lizards. What do you think?
Well, it's going to be interesting.
Again, no Crocs. You're right, no Crocs.
No Crocs, which helps him out. He's going to be able to put in a big star player, which is usually that mummy that he drags out.
That mummy.
On anybody.
That's the mummy who has wrestle, and now Mark knows it.
Yeah, and which saves it against the block result. And quite honestly, if he attrits those skinks fast enough,
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes more interesting because
Well,
werewolves are scary.
Well, and also that's the nice thing is he does have some frenzy guys out of the gate, and frenzy is fantastic for taking out skinks because they can't. You can't push them around forever. Eventually, something yellow is going to come up on your dice.
I agree with you. I think Rob will win that one, but I will not be shocked.
I won't be shocked either, especially considering that with the factor I'd forgotten the fact there's no Crocs. And like again, not that he needs the Crocs to win games.
He has that other scary monster.
But yeah, the Crocs is a very useful tool, and he has that prehensile tail, so that makes things a little easier for the competition if he can't lock people up as easily. And the next one, we have the Goats Who Stare at Men versus the Warpstone Warriors. Again,
Warpstone is a good, fast team.
It's a good, fast team.
I can't see them taking the Goats.
I can see it. I'm not sure. I think I would call it for the Goats, but Nicholas has he's consistently had trouble with Skaven teams.
But
the fast teams, if they can get past him, it's a problem for him. He tends to play at the line. He doesn't leave too many safeties in the back or anything.
True, if you can get around his defense.
Yeah.
And,
well, I'm saying that has been a weakness for him. He's aware of that, but he still. I think he still just distrusts those little. I think any little dodgy player. So he'll probably be trying to hurt as many rats as he can, as quickly as he can.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you have to do against a team of Skaven with the Skaven.
And again, everyone on that Goats team is scary. All right, let's go on to a fun matchup: Metal Gods versus Dirty Mike and the gang.
Very interesting matchup.
Very interesting matchup because two teams that are just built to kill.
I got a feeling that I'm gonna make this this is going to have the most injuries game.
Well, yeah. Dirty Mike's most of Dirty Mike's players aren't high armor. They do go down more easily than the orcs, and that's also a reason I have a hard time making this call. Because again, we've got Peter Peter again a more experienced coach than Miles. Although Miles has played a lot, and I no longer consider him one of our rookie coaches. I consider him a veteran coach at this point. But Peter has been playing it a little longer. But the main thing is Peter also doesn't play to his best interests all the time, right?
No, he is easily the most entertaining coach to lead.
Yes. He plays according to lore, not tactics.
Yeah, and bless him for that because his games are probably the ones that are most fun to watch.
And also when things go wrong for him, he's also the least salty coach.
Yeah.
So
I'm going if Miles keeps up his discipline, I'm going to give this one to the Metal Gods.
I'm calling this one a draw. Yeah, I'm going to call this one a draw. And again, though, these are both teams that we've done the math earlier. I haven't mentioned it, but I did the math earlier today, and there are 4 teams who are vying for first place going into week 6 here. And that would be Legend of Quango, the Goats Who Stare at Men, Warpstone Warriors, and what's the other one?
The Necromantic.
It's the Minions, yeah. So both these teams, that's right. Mark is in that top 4. So yeah, they're fighting out for first place. Everyone else doesn't have a shot at first place, but that's only That is only in the first part of the season. We'll go into the second part very shortly. And when that happens, all your stats or all your standings from this first part still count towards your aggregate standings. So it's not like this is all now you're playing for nothing. You're still trying to build up points because part 1 and part 2 are both counted together for 2 of our playoff. Actually, we should go over the way we work playoffs is in part 1, whoever wins part 1 here gets an automatic spot in the playoffs. Whoever wins part 2, first place in part 2, gets an automatic spot in the playoffs. The other 2 spots are given to the highest aggregate totals for the 2 halves of the season. So whoever comes in the next 2 highest players, their teams will get a playoff spot. And that's how it works in our major league. We have only 4 playoff spots because it makes the season mean more. And we're at a high level here, guys. This is the majors. Am I right, Ron?
Yeah, 100%. This isn't some money grubbing league where we have owners that all they care about is what their spreadsheets and
exactly
how much money they make.
And stretching into more televised games in the playoffs to make more revenue. No, that's not us. This is a pure game, and we keep this league pure
and oiled.
Which my Wood Elves will. Yes. I was going to say something else, but then you put elven oiled Wood Elves in my head. I might have to change some of their names. Or as they die, I'll come with a new naming scheme. Anyway, that was Metal Gods and Dirty Mike. So you call it for Metal Gods. I'm calling it as a draw.
I'm going to call it for the Metal Gods.
Yep. And the next one we have, there's 2 teams that I guess we could talk a little with them. The Honey Boys versus the Enchanted Florists.
I think we have a little bit of experience with both those teams.
Yeah, well, of course your team is the one with experience. I managed to get some in the last game, so I do have some. Like I said, I do have some leveled guys. But I'm going to give this one to the Honey Boys.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will be frustrated with myself if I don't come out with a victory.
Well, I played the Honey Boys, with a different team, and that team was far more experienced than this Wood Elf team that I'm playing, and and yeah, you defeated me then, and now I have a rookie team. So yeah, I have a feeling, and the way things have been going for this team.
There was also a star player on that team that I had for that game, which really helped tip the balance.
Yeah, that's true. But that also led to you didn't have your own Yeti at that point either, did you? No. So now you have your own Yeti. And what level is he now?
Oh, he's still level 1. He just only got his first bit of experience points in the last game.
Yeah, I got my tree leveled to level 2, and he made a lousy roll, so I didn't get to get him block or anything useful. He does have grab, so he will keep guys in his vicinity if he can. But so that's my call. I think I'm going to hope for a draw, but I'm expecting you to win that one.
I'm going to be trying my level best. I need to keep up with the leaders in order to try and make the playoffs.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. I don't expect to make the playoffs. I'm not worried about it. I just want to have a team that can go into the next season and be competitive. So I will be trying my best. I want the points, but yeah, I don't have high expectations for this team. And like I said, I think I've said this before on air that I traditionally don't have good luck with. I enjoy Wood Elf teams, but I have terrible luck with them. My dice just don't roll. Anyway, next game, I think an easy call. We've got Buried Scorpios versus Delivery Boys.
Delivery Boys get some revenge back from 5, I believe.
I'm going to call a win for Delivery Boys. I'm also going to call it. I'm going to call it a 4-0 win. I beat them 4-0. I think they will too. And so that leaves us our last game, and that is Kazat Doom Patrol. Oh, and he gets the dreaded Lurg.
Yes.
So he'll be facing Kevin for the last game. That's a tough call. Dane managed to roll normally against me and managed to take me out. If he can roll normally, I think he can beat Kevin.
Well, Kevin is going to have he is going to be able to pick up some star players and such, because there is going to be a difference in team value.
That is true.
But yeah, Dane just has tremendously bad luck.
He does.
The luck that we all complain that we think we have, no, Dane has that. I'm going to go with a draw.
Yeah.
I can Kevin being disciplined enough to, and Dane being unlucky enough.
Well, I have faith. I feel like Kevin and I our two rookie teams are coming out of the same place, and I think for that reason, I think that Dane will do as well against him as me, and I'm having faith in Dane. I'm going to call this one for the Kazakh Doom Patrol. What do you think of that?
And as usual, I'm going to make a plea out to Coach Kevin. If there's a chance, we want to see the animation
we want to see the Mumps and Shans. Yeah, we want to see the Mumps and Shans. Mumps and Shans. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we want to see him. We want to see him flying through the air and give the people's elbow.
Yes.
Or whatever he has that counts as an elbow.
I have a feeling it'll be the people's tongue.
Now I'm not looking forward to it anymore.
It'll turn into one of those movies that Warren wanted to watch back in the day.
So if I go to the leaderboard here, as we've talked about, we have our top 4 teams are the ones left in contention. As you can see here, if James in 4th place, 3-0-2, which gives him 9 points compared to Rob's Quango Lizards, who are sitting with 11 points. So a win for the Skaven would bring him up to 12 points. As long as Rob loses, he would outpoint him by 1. And same with the Goats and the Minions. They both a win will put them into ahead of Rob. Again, all Rob has to do is win his game, which is against Mark and his Minions. So Mark basically needs to win that game for other players to have a chance.
Yes.
So it could potentially end up in a two-way tie for first between him and the Goats.
Yes.
And yeah, usually we go with season series for those ones, but I'm not sure if they even played. So
I do not believe they played.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. If we end up with a tie, we'll come up with something. Maybe we'll make it 2 playoff contenders and only 1 aggregate. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Only if it happens. So yeah, that's that. And you know what? We'll save. I think we should save our league leaders, or should we look at them? What do you think?
I'd like looking at the league.
Okay, it is fun. All right, I'm going to pull them up here. Yeah, and you can. Actually, I need to go right into this, don't I? It's this one I need. Yes, their Hall of Fame. Okay. So yeah, if we go through these, be ready to check stats for us here.
Hold on a
Okay,
second.
did I miss something? Oh, there it is. Okay, part 1. No, this is not the right ones. It does this to us sometimes. Yeah, I'm looking at guys from the Rage League. So let's go back, come back in there, go backwards there. Ah, there's the right people. So I'll jump over, and who cares who's most experienced. Let's go to most violent.
Hold on, I'm not even seeing anything pull up right now.
Well, you know.
Just give me a sec here to figure out what's going wrong.
Give me a second here. I will. There. Now you can see my screen anyway.
Actually, you can see things again. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks.
No worries. Let's go on to there. Yeah, I can see that there. We've got our most violent players. Let's just see what the. So we have a top two here: Dirty Mike and Redasaurus. I said last week. I don't know how to pronounce. Do you know how to pronounce that?
Redasaurus.
I'm thinking Redasaurus. So you think you know that for a fact, or that's your guess?
No, I don't know that for a fact.
Okay.
I don't even know what the because Rob did go with a Kaju naming scheme for his guys. I have no idea where this one comes from.
I don't know this one either. Oh, Rob will have to report in. Let us know. So we've got these two guys are the top 1 and 2, but Mournful Joe is a representative of third place. But as you can see, we have a 1, 2, 3-way tie between Dave Smith of the Metal Gods and Godzilla from The Legend of Quango. Yeah.
And a whole lot of twos.
So that's most violent. Let's see, best receivers. I seem to remember all these guys being the top 3 last time. But the first 2 are tied for first. So Much Tailed Sniffer and Vivian Campbell tied for first, which would make Tommy Guns tied for third with two of James Rats from the Warps and Warriors, Hits Escape Utton. And this one, I'm not sure how he wants to say it, but I can only say it's Cockvid of America. Oh, hey, look, I got a guy there.
Yeah, I think he wanted to go with something different, but it is Cockvid of America.
So that's our receivers, our serial kills. How many kills? Oh, a lot of people tied with 1.
Yes.
Now 11 people tied with 1. So I'm not even gonna list them. There they are.
I'm kind of surprised Dirty Mike isn't leading the way.
Well, I had noticed though, and maybe Peter pointed this out last week. I can't remember, but yeah, in the top 10 serial kills, 4 of them are goats who stare at men.
True.
And 2 are Metal Gods. And 2 are Honey Boys. Look at you.
Trying to kill as many as I can.
2 Honey Boys, 2 Metal Gods, and 2 Dirty Mikes. Okay, well, there we go. Back to that. Let's go to our interceptors. What is it, 1? Yeah, 1 guy.
Yeah.
One of the buried Scorpios lucked out. The guy with the cool shades there.
At least they have some sort of representation.
It is nice. It's nice for them. All right, and our biggest brutes. Let's see what the numbers are like. Ooh, well, first place goes to Don Cordone of the Delivery Boys. And then this is also misleading. We've got more than these 2. White Widow and Warren Goats are the representatives for this bunch, but there are, it looks like, 5 players tied for second. And the other ones are Gorgo and Ghidorah from Legend of Quango and Peter Boyles from the Dreaded Lurg. And then we go to best throwers. I wonder if any of your guys, you're always throwing. Oh, Naughty Nathan. Naughty Nathan's thrown.
And funny enough, in the last game, he missed the pass that he threw, but it bounced to somebody else who picked up the ball and was able to hit it for a touchdown.
Yes,
but he did not get credit for a successful pass.
Yeah, on turn 8. And I think Mark just didn't even think
Turn
that...
7. Turn 7.
No, turn 7 was when it happened. You scored on turn 8, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it was only because Mark didn't have anyone blocking on the sides. Because I think he just didn't even think that it was a possibility.
It shouldn't have been.
Which you also, that happened with you playing Nicholas one time.
Yes, it did. I lost both games. But I looked spectacular while doing it.
No, you won that game against Nick. Or maybe you tied it.
I'm pretty sure I lost against Nick.
No, you scored and ruined a victory for him. He was a heartbreaker.
Now I gotta check the schedule.
Yeah. Okay. You check that. While we're looking at the rest of these, I'll go over the best throwers. The top 3.
2-1 win against me.
What's that?
You had a 2-1 win against me.
Well, it wasn't that game.
I've done all sorts of crazy things along the way.
Well, it was the game you played in. That was in Rookie League, right?
Okay, I thought I had another one like that though this year with this team as well.
Right. Well, you kind of had it just today, actually.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway,
it's not important. I'm not in the discussion yet.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're looking at you're definitely a contender for season 2. It's gonna be hard to take first in a league this big, but I'd say you're in contention for it. But you're definitely a contender for one of the aggregate spots. But we've got the best throwers, starting with RJD from Metal Gods.
Undeniably the best thrower in the league.
Well, clearly, there it is, in black and white for you to look at.
I've seen him do it. He's smooth in the pocket. He throws a tight spiral. He's everything you would hope for in a thrower.
And if he needs to, he can scramble.
Yes.
Oh, he ruined a draw for me. A couple games ago. So yes, I've watched this strangely successful passing orc team. So the other one, Squeaked, one Step Bond from Warpstone Warriors. He is number 2 with 20 yards throwing, followed by Jack Herrera, who is not a thrower. I guess he just lucked out on a couple throws, because you won't see him on this list long, because that's not his job. So
sometimes that happens. Your lineman gets it, and then he has to get it out there.
Yeah, and that's the thing with elf teams. Anyone is a potential thrower, right?
And speaking of scrambling ability.
Yes, exactly. Although he may not have dodge yet. I'll have to check. Actually, Jack Herrera, I think he's my first. I think he got block. I gave him block. I can't remember why.
So he didn't.
I level 2 linemen in the last game, and one of them I gave kick. I finally have a kicker now, and I gave the other guy dodge, as you should do with first skills on linemen. But we go to best rushers. Again, Cindy Clopper at the top of the list, followed by RJD. So thrower and rusher, like we said. And then we drop down to Pete Fastlegs from the Delivery Boys. As you can see, he is being followed by Jiminy Ricketts from the Lurg. So that might be a battle for bronze in this one. Our best passers, of course, RJD. This time it'll say how many passes. Yeah, he's thrown 4 successful compared to 2 for anyone else. That's a 3-way tie for second, I guess. Jack Herrera. Like I said, shouldn't be on that list for long. Naughty Nathan. Is he? Are you building him as a thrower, or is that another? Just he happened to be there at the right time.
He unfortunately got injured in the rookie league. He's not as fast as he used to be. So
right. He's lost a step.
He's lost a step, but he's still got a bit of an arm. And he's got that gunslinger. He'll try to put it in through any window. So
yeah, he is your guy then. So he should be staying up there. He'll be competing. And of course, Squeaked, one Step On should be they belong in this top 3. And our best scorer is Cindy Clopper, followed by Pete Fastlegs of the Delivery Boys and Cockvid of Murica from the Warpstone Warriors, who's tied for 3rd with Electric Dane, and that's of course from the Honey Boys, and Hits Escape Udden, also from the Warpstone Warriors. Taking us to matches played. Who cares? Oh, there we go. Everyone's favorite stat: best punching bags.
Yep.
So it starts at the top with Mushroom Morit from the Delivery Boys, and then a 2-way tie for second between. Come on, James. Put a vowel in there for crying out loud. Klugafluk Moat Hitter from the Warriors. And Virgard Splitter from Mark's Minions. And is that the last one? Okay, yeah, that's the last one. So that wraps it up. I think we've covered everything we need to cover. We will be we'll look at some we'll actually look at some roster stuff and see how things developed in part 1 of season 3 here, and how the teams are looking to go into the second half or the second part. Other than that, anything you have to plug? What, you got any projects you're working on these days, Ron?
More painting as usual.
Well,
And shout out the one, if anybody's stuck at home and they need something to watch, I found it on YouTube. Dale and I did a watch of a British show called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I've done a rewatch of that, and then there was also a follow-up series to it called Man to Man with Dean Lerner.
yes. So yeah, anyone who, if people enjoy Richard Ayoade, then yeah, they should watch both those things.
Yes, very much so.
All right, and that's where we'll leave it. Thanks if you made it this far. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you out there on the pitch, and we will be talking to you after this week is done. We'll have the first part of the season done. Very exciting stuff. So everyone have a great Christmas. Hopefully we'll have this done we'll probably have it done after Christmas. So
Yes.
So next time we see you, Christmas will be over, most likely. But everyone have a great holiday. We'll see you next time.
Stay safe.
And for me, Dale, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And for my friend Ron,
Take care, everybody, and stay safe.
all right, have a good night. Thanks,
Good,
Ron.
everybody.